Assalamualaikum. Myself Mehwish. Dear student, hope you are well and doing great. The video on the topic is feather, flight and body temperature, containing interactive and educational content that is both shareable and easy to retain. So let's restart our presentation. The topic of presentation: bird, feather, flight and body temperature. Bird, feather. Before the elaboration of the topic of bird feather, the question arises here: what is feather? Feather? Feather is any of flat appendages growing from bird's skin and from distinctive outer covering that called plumage are called feathers. Function of feather. There are many functions of feather. Three important functions of feather are given in this slide. First one is they are essential for flight. Why they are essential? The answer is feathers form the flight surface that provides lift, and this surface also helps in bird steering. Second function is they prevent heat loss and keep the body warm. Third function is related to sexual behavior because they play a role in courtship. How can feather attract? Feather attracts by four main parts. First, formation of papilla. Second, formation of follicle. Third, formation of epidermal ridge. And fourth, up and down feather. Dermal papilla has superficial projection of the dermal that contain muscular and specialized nerve endings. When dermal papilla are found on the invagination of the epidermis around the base of dermal papilla are occurred. These invaginations are called follicles. Follicles are epidermis line sheaths where feathers rise and remain attached. When dermal papilla elongated simultaneously, epidermal ridges are formed inside the dermal papilla, and this dermal papilla designated to pin feathers. Pin feathers are covered by specialized tissue called corneal sheaths. These corneal sheaths are breakdown when epidermal ridges converted into barbs. When feathers are fully elongated and fully developed, the connection of blood vessels are stopped and pulse cavity are blocked. How many types of feathers? There are four types of feathers: contour feather, down feather, fallopian feather, and flat feather. Contour feather. What is contour feather? Where contour feather occurs, and what is the function of contour feather, and what is the structure of contour feather? In this slide, I am telling you about the whole answer of these questions. Contour feathers occur adult bird body, wing and tail. Why they are present in this place? Because they give the perfect shape of body of the birds according to their name. Contour birds are originate from contouring. Structure of contour feather. Contour feather consists of a vein. Vein in this picture you also easily see. The vein originates from the shaft. These shafts are divided into different branches that are called barbs, and these barbs further divide and form the small barbules. These barbules are interlocked by the hook-like structure that called Hamuli. Hamuli? Why Hamuli are present? Because interlocking of the barb keep contour feathers firm and smooth. Down feathers. Where down feathers are occurred? Down feathers cover the body of young birds and found beneath adult birds' contour feathers. Why they are occurring in their place? Because they are insulating feathers. They trap the air and keep warm and conserve body heat. Structure of down feather. In this slide, in this picture, you easily see the down feather have like a center shaft and have only barbs, and these barbs not divide into barbules and other hook-like structures that are called Hamuli. Phyloplume feathers. What is phyloplume feather and where they occur and what is the function and what is the structure? In this slide, I am giving the whole answer of these questions. Phyloplume feathers are present around mouth, eye and nostril of bird because they are sensory in function. Structure of phyloplume feathers. In this picture, you easily see phyloplume feathers have long shafts and only few parts at the end. Flight feathers. Flight feathers are dropped into long showy plumes on the tail and wings. These are also known as tail feather and wing feathers. What is the function of flight feathers? They are used in courtship display and provide lift to flight. Structure of flight feathers. They are actually modified contour feathers, having pointed tip and stiffened shaft as compared to contour feathers. In this slide, you easily see the main four types of feather differences. In flight feather, you easily see have pointed tips and have stiffened shaft, but in contour feather have no pointed tip, but the tip of the contour feather are rounded, but have shaft. But in down feather also have shaft, but at the end of the barb, the shafts are absent and barb not divided into barbules. In phyloplume feather have long shafts, but at the end they have few only barbs. Bird flight. Birds adapt some adaptation for flight, survival according to their environment. Firstly, they change their body shape. Their body is streamline. Why their body is streamline? Because the streamline body reduces the reduction of air when the bird fly in the air, and secondly, the forelimb of bird converted into the wings that provide the lift to the bird for flying. And they have strong lightweight skeleton due to hollow bones and modify or sternum into keel, and they have more adaptive muscles and which have large quantity of mitochondria that provide the much energy for flight. You easily see bird adaptation for flight in this picture. The skull of the bird are so small and the bone of the bird has juices that make the lightweight skeleton of the bird and forelimb of the bird modify into the wing and sternum of the bird modify into the keel-like structure, and bird have feathers for their flight in the air. Mechanism of wing design. The wings of the bird are designed into three main parts: primaries, secondaries, and alula. Primaries locate on hand that provide thrust of the bird, and secondaries locate on back of the hand and they are provide lift. Alula. What is alula? Three birds a feather on thumb is called alula. Why they are present? Because they reduce the turbulence of air. In this picture, you will see the red color of feathers are primaries and blue color of feathers are secondaries and three feathers of yellow color called alula. Mechanism of flight. Bird flight consists of three main parts: upper lift, turbulence of air, stroke of wings. Before describing the flight mechanism, I am telling you about the main forces act in bird flight. There are four types of forces you easily see in this gift. First one is lift, second one is rip, third one is thrust, and fourth one is drag force. When the lift provides the bird for flying in the air, the opposite forces are produced that are weight due to gravity. To overcome the gravity, drag force are generated. When drag force are generated in the opposite side, the fourth one force are thrust are produced. This thrust helps the bird move forward in the air. Upward live wing of birds from an airfoil. The upper surface of wing is slightly connected. The lower surface is flat or slightly concave. Air moves faster over the wing than under it. According to Bernoulli equation, where the air moves faster, pressure will be low, and where the air speeds are low and pressure will be high. So, the under surface of the wing have low speed of air, so pressure will be high. This high pressure provides the bird wing lifting into the air. The turbulence of air. When the bird moves upwards, its angle of attack increases. What is angle of attack? Angle of attack is the angle between the incoming air and the lifting wing of the bird. When the angle of attack increases, the incoming air are turbulent, and this turbulent air reduces the lifting of birds. When birds overcome angle of attack and decrease the turbulence of air, there are two main adaptations in the bird. First one is the leading edge of wing has some slots. When birds increase their lift and angle of attack also increase, air flow rapidly these slots and reduce the turbulence of air. Second one is alula. Alula is the anterior margin of the wing. The angle of attack increases during the flight. The alula is elevated and decrease the angle of attack and reduce the turbulence and make the bird for fast flight. Strokes of wing. There are two types of stroke. First one is power stroke and second one is recovery stroke. Power stroke is also known as down stroke and recovery stroke is also known as up stroke. Why we are called power stroke or down stroke and why we are called recovery stroke or up stroke? You can easily see in this graph one bird flying. During power stroke, their wings slightly move downward, and during recovery stroke, their wings move upward direction. What is the difference between power stroke and recovery stroke? In power stroke, distal part of the wing moves downward, but in recovery stroke, distal part of the wing moves slightly upward. In power stroke, feather overlap and does not the air. But in recovery stroke, bird feathers slightly separate and pass air. Why bird use power stroke and why bird use recovery stroke? Birds use power stroke for increasing the lifting, and birds use recovery stroke for reduce the resistance of air. Birds observe the ability during power stroke, the edges of bird feathers overlap and therefore the air and improve the lift. But in recovery stroke, the edges of bird slightly separate and pass air to reduce resistance. Types of flight. There are four types of flight of birds. First one is gliding flight, second one is flapping flight, third one is soaring flight, and fourth are hovering flight. There are many types of wings according to different types of flight. In this slide, you easily see different shapes of wings. First one is gliding. Gliding birds have large elongated cylindrical pointed wings. Hovering. Hovering birds have small cylindrical loaded wings. Flapping. Flapping birds have broad and much feather loading wings. Soaring. Soaring birds have elliptical, broaded, floated and low loaded feather wings. What is gliding flight? In gliding flight, the wing of the bird remains stationary and bird loses altitude and save their energy, such as waterfowl is a bird that has type of gliding flight. Flapping flight. What is flapping flight? In flapping flight, birds generate the power for flight. In flapping flight, wings not pressing and regularly flap during their bird flight. Soaring flight. What is soaring flight? In soaring flight, birds gain altitude without spending much energy. This type of flight patterns are present in different birds such as hovering. What is hovering flight? In hovering flight, being continue to move, our body remains stationary. This type of flight pattern are present in hummingbirds. You easily see on the escape, hummingbirds continually move their wing and their body are remain stationary. Birds' body temperature. Body temperature. Birds are endothermic. Why birds are endothermic? Birds are endothermic because they produce enough heat for their body by using high level of metabolism. And the normal body temperature of the bird is 40 to 44 degrees Celsius. They have high level of metabolism and temperature as compared to mammals.